how to train your servers to start selling more at the tables tonight.
Get your knife and fork ready to dig into a plate full of profits on the DFY Restaurant Revolution podcast with your host, recovering restaurant owner, Michael Thibault.
Hey, how you doing today? My name's Michael Thibault, and I'm the owner of DFY Marketing Systems, a recovering restaurant owner and caterer for over 26 years. I own 6 restaurants and a catering company, turned author, speaker, coach, sold it all in 2008. And my mission's been to help independent restaurant owners get more new customers, get their existing customers to come back more often, spending more, and to improve operations so you can have a better restaurant and a better life. And one of the ways to do that is to help increase sales once you get them in the door, right? Because it's so freaking hard to get people to come into your restaurant nowadays, especially new customers. You want to take full advantage of it. So what's one of the biggest things? Obviously, it's your menu, but who's orchestrating the table, right? And I call it orchestrating because it is like a symphony, and each one of your servers are the conductor, right? Is that the right word? Conductor? You know what I mean. They're the ones in control of the whole dining experience, and that's what they need to realize. And I don't care if you got a fast food restaurant, if you're full service, upscale, if you got a steakhouse, French, Italian, if it's a Mexican restaurant, if it's a pizza joint, whatever it is, don't be boring, okay? Nail that to the wall on a big sign for your staff so they can see it. We had ours when I had my restaurant in the between the kitchen and the service station for the staff. Don't be boring, because nobody wants to go to a restaurant to be bored. And this world doesn't need another boring restaurant or a boring server. There is nothing worse than coming up to the table. Hi, my name is Mike, and I'll be taking care of you tonight. You know what you want to drink? My gosh, I've heard that, how many upteen times from a server? Let's do something different. Let's stand out. Let's be exciting. I'll give you a little example. When I had my last restaurant, Waves, which was an island Polynesian restaurant, and I trained my servers, it wasn't boring, right? I mean, the restaurant, you sat in like thatched huts, and it was all island, and I had hula dancers going on. I had this guy, Island Phil, who was like Don Ho. We made fun, fishbowl drinks that were blue with, 3-foot straws, and we did all kinds of stuff, man. It was not boring. But, so the servers are in, flowered shirts, and they come up to the table, and, they're like, hey, my name is Julie. I'll be taking care of you tonight. Nope. That's not what you're saying. Aloha. My name is Michael, and I will be the orchestrator of your dining experience this evening. Welcome to our luau. Something different. So I told them I wanted it all to, open up with aloha, but I let them have some creativity so they could interject some of their personality. But what they say and how they open up at the table is huge. So that sets the tone for the entire dining experience. So make sure that your servers aren't boring and saying the same old thing that every other server is saying at the restaurant. One of the things that you need to teach your staff, I'm talking about your hosts, bartenders, your servers, your bussers, is timing. Timing at the table, right? Because nobody wants somebody coming over. I just had this. I was speaking at a seminar down in Charleston. And we went into this, it was a middle of the road restaurant, right? Nice place, fairly busy. It's Charleston, right? And they're getting in their busy time. And the guy was like at our table every 3 minutes. Is there anything else I can get you? Oh, how did you like that? It's like, man, dude, leave us alone, right? Like, I haven't seen these people in 3 months, and we're, trying to catch up and talk. You're interrupting, and you're becoming a problem, okay? So they need to know how to read the table. That's going to help the table flow. It's going to help you flip tables quicker But table timing is very important. And it's also one of the hardest things to teach front of the house staff. But work on it because it's super important, all right? So don't be boring. Teach them timing at the table and upsell. My God, servers don't upsell because they're thinking, I'm going to make more money flipping this table, getting them in, getting them out, quick. That's not the way I did it, and you will stand out. And people, and I always told my servers, right? Like, great service can overcome bad food every day of the week because they'll remember you. They won't remember their steak was overcooked. Okay, so it's super important for the servers to be able to orchestrate that dining experience and to upsell. Okay, so I'll give you a little technique that I used to do at, again, my Polynesian restaurant, Waves. All right, it wasn't fancy. We did pineapple drinks. It was very, very island themed. You might think this was a little crazy, right? It was the middle of the road restaurant. This increased my sales huge. Two things. Wine sales. I'm a big wino. One of my restaurants was a California wine themed restaurant. It was awesome. It had, a massive wine cellar in the middle of the dining room upstairs. It was 2 levels and it was all lit up, and there was a tasting table on the end, and it was all glass so people could reserve that and do a tasting. And believe me, I got a lot of the local, and big celebrities in because everybody likes to be seen. And if you're in the middle, you're the focal point of a very nice restaurant that's all lit up, and the chef is serving you a private tasting. Yeah, that was cool. But I digress. So I put wine glasses on the tables at my Hawaiian Polynesian restaurant. Guess what? People would order wine because they saw it, right? When they sat down and I had wine glasses on the table already preset. They're like, oh, I'm supposed to order wine, or, oh, they must sell wine here. Okay. It's the same thing with freaking desserts, right? Hey, you guys too full for dessert? Yeah, that's not going to sell shit. Okay. You need to bring, you want to sell desserts? We had a dessert tray. Bring over a dessert tray. Make sure it's fresh. Make sure it looks good. That's how you sell desserts, and explain it. But here's the key with wine and dessert sales, and also your liquor sales, your food sales. I don't care what it is. You want to know what the secret is? Just putting the wine tables on at the restaurant didn't increase the sales. It did increase them a little bit, but not where I wanted them to. You know what did the trick? Training. I'm extremely passionate about wine. I used to have wine trainings. And this is at a Hawaiian Polynesian restaurant, right? Where you think wine sales wouldn't be that big. They were massive. I was one of the highest independent restaurants in the state of Michigan for wine sales from a Hawaiian Polynesian restaurant because I trained my staff. So I'd have wine training at least once a month, either myself, a manager, or one of the wine purveyors would come in and do a tasting. And I got the staff involved. I got them engaged. They were able to try it. I taught them the 5 steps to properly tasting wine. I taught them what paired well with the wine so they could suggest it. I reminded them every day at our pre-shift meeting. Okay, that's where you reinforce things. And it works. Man, my sales went through the roof. Okay, so it's all about that training. If you want to increase sales right now, train your staff. Schedule for next week a food, a liquor, a beer, a wine, a table timing training. Train your staff that is front facing, right, with your customers. And remember, no boring dining experiences. Your job as a restaurant owner is to market a memorable dining experience for your guests. Remember that, and you will sell more right now. So use it today when you have your pre-shift meeting and convey that to your managers. Thank you so much for listening to this edition of the DFY Restaurant Revolution podcast. And I got a bunch of free stuff for you. Just head over to our website, dfymarketingsystems.com. You can click on the member link on the top, fill it out, and get a free Restaurant Revolution done for you success membership for your restaurant. It's free, and there's a bunch of cool stuff in there that's going to help you sell more at your restaurant. Thanks so much for listening. Michael Thibault signing off, saving the world one restaurant at a time. Ciao.
Thanks for listening to the DFY Restaurant Revolution podcast. Join us in the revolution by subscribing, rating, and reviewing on your favorite podcasting platform today.